26 over? I can tell you the areas I be. How can I do 26 over on Evergreen? How can I do 26 over on Plymouth?
Why did you get back with him?
He didn't. He came and got me whenever he got out because I had changed my number and left him.
No, here's the thing. Your sister can't turn around. Turn around. Your sister cannot want treatment for you more than you want it.
I was doing treatment already out there.
You got 21 to 25 over. You got 6 to 10 over. You got 6 to 10 over. You got 6 to 10 over. What are you complaining about?
You said, what am I complaining about? I'm complaining because...
Welcome back to another day in court where just passing a car apparently means treating a city street like the Autobahn. The judge is already losing patience with Jamie's math, and we're only 40 seconds in. Is she genuinely confused, or just hoping the judge won't notice those 30 mph over tags? Let's see if the "I was just speeding to pass" defense actually hold water.
What are you complaining about? You're doing 21, 30 miles an hour over the speed limit.
I was just speeding to pass a car. That's it. That's all, Your Honor. And that's the break that I was looking to get.
You want to depend on her, you would get the observation. Where did you grant her the probation?
All right. I saw that she was screaming and carrying on so loudly that the neighbors heard her. And yet she's in court whispering.
When you sit, try to get her out with the girls. She put my dad in the hospital.
Do you have children? What are their ages? And where's the 14-year-old now? All right. And how long has he been with your parents? Do you have employment? Doing what?
I'm a hostess and I'm an artist.
Hostess where? All right. This is what the court is going to do. Sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 2 years. There's a $500 fine. That'll be probated. Here's the thing. You have a 14-year-old son. You can't be going to the Bexar County Jail because guess what? That's a traumatic experience for your 14-year-old, a traumatic experience for your parents. So you got to know better and do better. You understand? All right. Good luck to you. You may be excused. Are you the same Jamie Lozano who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 9151W for the offense of burglary of a building with intent to commit theft on September 23rd, 2022 for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 2, on or about the 19th day of October 2022 in Bexar County, Texas. Defendant Jamie Lozano had been in there illegally using a controlled substance, namely methamphetamine, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that?
Legal 101. When you're on probation, a plea of true is basically handing the judge the keys to your jail cell. By admitting to meth use, Jamie is now facing up to 2 years in state jail. The stakes just jump from a slap on the wrist to a life-altering sentence. Why would her lawyer let her speak now? Because in this court, the truth, or a very good story, is her only hope left.
True or not true?
True.
Your Honor, will waive the remaining violated conditions.
Any objections to the waivers?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $500 fine? Right. State, what are you requesting?
The state is in agreement with probation recommendation, alternate amending, continuing the individual on probation and as having her attend SATF with aftercare. In lieu of that, if the court does not agree with that, revocation at that point.
All right. Defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, I spoke with Ms. Lozano about the state's recommendation. Her request is that she be allowed to continue on probation and do outpatient treatment. She says she's clean now and she is trying to be able to take care of her 15-year-old child, and I'll let her speak on her behalf if it's okay with you, Judge.
Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jamie Lozano.
All right, so your counsel is telling me that you want to be in outpatient treatment because you want to take care of your child?
Yeah, I'll do outpatient. I've been sober.
Well, no. I want you to listen to my question. Your attorney says that you want to be out so you can take care of your child.
Yes.
Here's my problem with that statement. Everyone here knows, including your attorney knows, I always ask people if they have children.
Yes.
And obviously you told me you did not. You know how I know you told me you didn't have any children? Because I didn't request parenting classes. And it's not listed on this sheet anywhere where I requested parenting. Now, if another judge would have sentenced you, then I could understand. So when your attorney says you're sober, what's your drug of choice?
I used meth with my ex.
Meth and what else?
That was it.
So when's the last time you used before being taken into custody?
Whenever I was with him back in December 24th, whenever I left him. And he hit me. He hit me on December 24th and he had me locked in a hotel room. He got out of prison.
All right. So he was in prison?
Yes, he was.
So why did you get back with him?
He didn't. He came and got me whenever he got out because I had changed my number and left him.
All right. So I will tell you right now,
The judge just hit us with the ultimate reality check. The moon is made of blue cheese. That is legendary levels of shade. The court is calling out a classic addiction defense mechanism, the believable story. The judge isn't just listening to the words. She's looking at the pattern. Do you guys think the judge is being too harsh here? Or is this the tough love Jamie actually needs to stay clean?
What you're telling me, I do not believe. This is what I know. I know that people, when they are in the throes of their addiction, they tell great stories. And those stories are so believable. Like I know people who are using drugs, they could tell a story that the moon is made of blue cheese and they would have you believe in it. They will say, well, I just ate some yesterday because it fell down. And you're like, oh my gosh, is the moon really made of blue cheese? Here are your choices. You can either do inpatient treatment or you can go to SATF. You can go to SATF or either you can do 2 years in the state jail facility because you have a drug problem and you would not be a good parent to a child at this point in your life because you're not clean and sober.
I've been sober. I was sober before that too.
Yeah. I'm giving you choices. Here's your first choice. You can go into inpatient treatment, get help for your drug problem, or you can go to prison for 2 years. And that's the state jail facility. Either way, whether you go to SATF to try to better yourself and become a clean and sober and a good parent, or either you go to the state jail facility for 2 years, time is going to pass. And this person that you're with, are they the father of the 15-year-old?
No, he's back in prison already.
No, you're not listening to my question. Is he the father of the 15-year-old?
No, he's not.
Did you meet him before or after you had the 15-year-old?
I met him afterwards.
All right. So I don't know why you would bring this type of person into your child's life. This 15-year-old, is it a girl or a boy?
It's a boy.
All right. I don't know why you would bring this person into a 15-year-old's life. When you have children, guess what? Children have to come first because they can't fend for themselves.
I understand.
So where's the 15-year-old now?
I'm not sure if he's still in juvenile for fighting, for being young or not.
Wait, did she just say her 15-year-old attacked her? This case just took a dark and complicated turn. We went from a drug possession charge to a cycle of generational trauma. Look at the attorney's reaction. Attorney-client privilege is a legal way of saying, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. This is no longer just a legal battle. It's a family in total crisis.
So you're saying your 15-year-old beat you up?
Yes.
All right, there's a whole host of issues going on here. Mr. Maurer, you're aware that she's saying her 15-year-old beat her up?
Judge, any conversation would be attorney-client privilege.
Yeah.
I cannot reveal any such conversation if in fact it took place.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Maurer. So here is my question for you. So is this juvenile, your child, in juvenile because they beat you up? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. He has, his dad beat me up for 8 years. And
He has what?
His dad beat me up for 8 years and I got really bad PTSD. And then I left him for 9 years and he's had a hard life. That's my son because his dad's not in his life. He's angry. And I homeschooled him, and he's attacked my parents twice, and he was on probation. And they think that he smokes.
How far did you go in school?
To college.
How much college?
A year and a half.
I don't understand people who think they can homeschool people.
I had my boyfriend has 2 master's degrees in teaching.
I'm sorry, what?
My ex-boyfriend before that has 2 master's degrees in teaching, and my son was very traumatized from his dad watching me get beat up and hit me with the car and different things like that. That homeschooling became something whenever I had left that really 9 years of abuse that we did homeschooling for a while. Then my son was going to public school, and he got his phone stolen, and that's what caused a lot of the anger issues that he's had for 2 years. And he has attacked my mom, my dad, and me. And now he's he asked for help this last time when he beat me up that day.
Your story is all over the place.
I had to live it, man.
Well, I mean, no, it's as though we're on Calabria and you're taking me on,
I'm just
Highway 120 and stuff.
Judge, would you consider a psych eval?
Yes, I will.
I that may be warranted under the circumstances. This
PTSD really bad.
I just have some concerns based.
The conversation that
Yes.
we're having.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So this is what we'll do. We will do a evaluation. Ms. Ferguson, can you refer her for a psychological? I'm sorry, what?
I don't take meds. I've been diagnosed with everything.
What have you been diagnosed with?
With severe PTSD and anxiety. When I'm on disability.
On disability for mental health issues?
Yes, for my anxiety and stuff. I was in a abusive relationship for 9 years with his dad. And then I've been away from him for 9 years. This December will be 9 years.
All right. Is there anything else?
No, Judge.
I just
Not
want
at this time.
All right. So this is what we're going to do. We will have her evaluated for competency, Ms. Ferguson, and probation. I know if she is incompetent, it wouldn't do, probably wouldn't do well to do the MIC, but could you see about MIC evaluation anyway?
My office, the facility, right?
Yes.
We do a MIOP evaluation.
Yes.
That may be more,
I
or
request.
the ISF field diagnosis.
All right. Could we do the MIC MIOP evaluation for her? All right. And what we'll do is, even though she's pled true to violation to number 2, when we come back for another hearing, if she still wishes to plead true to number 2, she can still plead true to number 2. But for now, counsel, are you asking that her plea of true be withdrawn?
At this time, yes.
Any objections? All right. Is there anything else that you need from the court?
I just want to go to live home, take care of my son. And I don't have a bond or nothing.
All right. So what's going to end up happening is you're going to be evaluated. It's probably not in your best interest. If what you're telling me is true about your son, then you're in no condition to parent him. And he is probably in no condition to be parented. And if he is in a juvenile facility, that means that Child Protective Services is involved because he doesn't have a parent to pick him up. So.
I live with my parents.
Okay. Well, they're not picking him up, obviously, if he's still in juvenile, and maybe they're not releasing him. I have no idea what his charges are. I'm sure your counsel doesn't have any idea what his charges are, and your counsel doesn't represent him. But what I'm telling you, in your best interest, I'm going to allow that the plea of true to number 2 be withdrawn without objection from the state and with a request from the defense. You're going to be evaluated by a doctor. When the doctor comes to see you, your attorney will let you know what type of questions they will be asking. But I am going to put in a MIC MILF evaluation as well, so the court can have options.
My probation officer told me that I had to not show up so that I could get a new probation officer.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, what date should we come back? All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 9151W, State of Texas versus Jamie Lozano. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
J.C. Garahan, Your Honor.
Robert Maurer for defendant, Your Honor.
And are you Jamie Lozano?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Jamie Lozano who's placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 9151W for the offense of burglary of a building with intent to commit theft on September 23rd, 2022 for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 2, on or about the 19th day of October 2022 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Jamie Lozano, is in there illegally using a controlled substance, namely methamphetamine, in violation condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Your Honor, we'll waive the remaining violating conditions.
Did you understand by pleading to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $500 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. And I'm sorry, defense, any objection to the state's waivers?
No, Judge.
All right, is there an agreement?
No, there's not, Your Honor.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
The state would just recommend revocation. Then.
Defense, what are you requesting?
So Judge, last time we heard the court had or ordered an evaluation for Ms. Lozano for mental health, and she didn't qualify for DDRF or any of the other mental treatment programs. The probation department's recommendation was SATIF. Ms. Lozano wanted to address the court about her request to be continued.
All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jamie Lozano.
All right, did you want to question her or?
Okay, Judge, I figured it'd be easier if she could just explain to the court what she's seeking and why she's seeking it. So
right, yes.
explain to the judge what you told me.
No objection.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have a 15-year-old son that I'm raising alone with my family helping me. And I'm the
Then you're not raising your 15-year-old.
Well, I mean, like without his father. His father's never been in the picture.
You're mumbling. You need to stop mumbling because the court reporter needs to hear, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right, you may continue.
Oh, I just want to go back on probation. I told the probation officer that day that I was coming up dirty, ended, and then, that I was sorry, and I've been sober since then. And my sister and my family is all sober.
Who is your sister?
She's present, Judge. She's a person in the Air Force. She's in the Air Force.
Oh, what's your
spoke to her.
sister's name?
JC Lozano.
Okay.
She lives across the street.
So what do you think should happen to you for testing positive?
I mean, I came back to jail and I've been sitting there and I've been reading my books.
No, my question, listen to my question. What do you think should happen to you for testing positive? I do remember you. Your hair color has changed. So what are you requesting? What do you think you should happen? You tested positive. Discuss your options with your attorney?
Yes.
All right. So which do you prefer? 18 months in the state jail facility or inpatient treatment?
I want outpatient treatment, but I'll take the.
I cannot hear you.
I said I want the outpatient that was recommended, but I guess I'll have to take the.
No, I mean, you're not doing outpatient treatment.
It wasn't recommended. Inpatient was recommended.
Inpatient treatment was recommended. Here's the thing, Ms. Lozano, you were here before me previously, and at that time, I believe you had green, purplish hair.
No.
Your hair was not blonde.
It was yellow.
Yellow. Okay. So you were here before me. So I remember you. And I thought then that you had drug issues. And what I said at that time was, we will try it your way. And so you were given a chance to be in the free world and not use, but you used. There are consequences for actions. And people seem to think that the consequence for the actions is to cry and beg to get what they want. If everybody could write their own program when they have a drug problem, you wouldn't be here because you would have written your program and you would do great on it. And I can say that if I could write my own weight loss program and have it work, guess what? I wouldn't continue to eat the pecan turtle ice cream that they have, the HEB brand, which they're out of now. And that's not because of me. So what I'm going to do is you are going either to inpatient treatment and you're going to SATF. Is that what they're
That's the
recommending?
recommendation.
All right. And I'll have you referred to felony drug court. If felony drug court accepts you, then you can go to felony drug court. But if they do not, you're going to SATF. And what I can tell you is felony drug court is not going to accept you if you come with your idea that I only used one time.
And used one time.
Let her talk.
And let me just tell you, the problem is your sister and other people who are in the military, living their life, doing what they're supposed to do, they want what's best for you. And they want to believe you. But my experience with people who are addicted, they tell great stories. And sometimes I'm listening to it and I'm like, that sounds very believable. Maybe they did go to outer space. Maybe the moon is made of green cheese or blue cheese because it sounds so believable. And your relatives want to believe you, but you need to get your life together. It's currently not. It's chaos. And I'm trying to help you with the chaos.
That was not my life. I was already starting my business that I've already started.
No,
I was.
because you know why? You know why I know that was your life?
And I had become, that was in October, and between October and then I got sober and I was living with my parents in order to help me get.
You know why I know your life is chaos? Because you're here in a felony court for a felony charge.
The hammer is coming down. The judge justifying chaos in the most savage way possible. You're here in a felony court. No more business talk. No more homeschooling excuses. It's 18 months of your life or a chance at recovery. This is the choose your own adventure from hell. If you were in her shoes, would you take the treatment or just do the time and be done with the system?
Stop talking.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
You're here in a felony court for a felony charge.
Yes, I understand.
So again, if you don't want the treatment, you can just do your 18 months. You'll do your 18 months, you'll be done, and you can make whatever treatment plan you want to. So, do you want the 18 months in the state jail facility or do you want treatment? That's either yes or no. If you don't want treatment, then I will not give it to you. Somebody else will take advantage of it. And you can do your 18 months. You can mark your days off on your calendar. You'll get credit for any time that you've already been in custody for this case. And you can mark 18 months of your life off on the calendar. And then when you get out, maybe your sister or somebody will take you in. Maybe you will not use any more drugs. It's completely up to you. Do you want the inpatient treatment or do you want to do your 18 months? Which would you prefer? No, here's the thing. Your sister can't turn around. Your sister cannot want treatment for you more than you want it.
I'm just doing treatment already out there.
All right. I'm going to help you out because I see you need help.
Like I do want to.
I'm going to sentence you to 18 months. I'm going to grant the motion, sentence you to 18 months in a state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's a $500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. Counsel, I'll retain jurisdiction.
I'll talk to her sister about that, Judge. I don't see a whole lot of point with it.
All right.
Yes, that's my signature.
All right. You have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal as it relates to the allegation and the motion, not the fact that you're on probation. Do you understand?
No.
All right. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. And what is her sister's name?
AC Lozano.
All right. And what's her rank?
I'm not sure her rank right now.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to her. What's your rank? All right. So I want to let you know that I appreciate your coming in here. Sometimes you can't give help to people when you offer it. They have to want it. And if they want it and they have issues, I will give it to them. So don't think that this is your fault. You've done everything that you can do.
You know, she's
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Today is the date and time set for a pretrial. What does your client want to do?
There's a resolution of the matter, Your Honor. She's gonna plead to 2 counts of improper play for no insurance, and then limited assets 6 to 10, and blockading. And she's asking for community services to do community service.
Operating a motor vehicle on that day,
Yes, I was.
and was that your car?
No, it was a rental, and I actually had my license on me at the time, but I couldn't find them. Officer Bennett, I pulled right up on him to show him my license, and he said, "Go to court. I'm gonna put you through a driver's course." Like, he didn't want to hear me.
So, Officer Bennett, did you have a valid license? That's the question.
Yes, it was. Yes.
Run a driver's license, please. Because he wrote you for suspended license. But
Oh, that's not the ticket I got. I only got over the speed limit, and he got me for not having my license on me.
yeah, and he wrote you for a suspended license, and he wrote you for no ops, and he wrote you for no insurance, and he wrote you for speeding, and he wrote you for expired plate.
Anything that was in May, I had a rental for like a month and a half. So
Hold on one second.
I had insurance on a rental.
Just 1 second.
Okay, hold on, Miss Lane. Let the court do what's.
Evergreen and Linden.
I'm sorry.
Evergreen and Linden was one ticket on 5/7/2025. And then on 5/7/2025, Evergreen and Schoolcraft. You got pulled over twice in one day?
Yes, I did.
Just a few minutes behind the other.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you're just ripping and running up and down that Evergreen and
Your Honor, I'm like the taxi jitney for my entire family. Well, whenever I have any free time, I have to rip and run.
You need to be charging them so you can get your valid license. Let's see if you had a license on that day.
Yes, I did.
That's what you say.
Yeah, I know I did, because I was able to get my rental car.
I'm not going off that.
Okay. So it said my license was suspended in May at the end of May. Correct.
It says
Officer Bennett pulled me over on May the 7th.
I understand that. On the reading of this, I cannot confirm that her license was suspended at that time.
It wasn't, Your Honor.
I know you say so. I know that. That's why I'm taking an opportunity to look at it.
Okay. And Your Honor, can I just note, I know what you're looking at is definitely not a reflection of who I am. There are a lot of speeding tickets, but like I said,
Miss Lane.
huh?
I'm not saying it's a reflection of who you are, okay? These are traffic offenders. I'm not saying that Miss Lane is the worst person on the face of this earth because she got pulled over and didn't have her license. I'm not saying that, all right?
Okay.
All right. So all I can say is you didn't have that license on that date, and that is a misdemeanor. I'll find her guilty of the amended count of allowing instead of the improper plate. Same difference. Okay. We have 2 counts of amended improper plate. Let's see if we can. Did you have valid insurance on that day?
Yes, Your Honor. I was not even in. That's my point. I'm saying the same thing over and over again. But how could I have improper plates or no insurance on a car that does not belong to me, that I'm renting? Like, that's why.
You're not, I don't think that Mr. Overstreet is explaining it to you. Obviously, what I'm going to try to explain it to you. The improper plate is amended. So just like you pled to the no ops, you said, I didn't have an operator's license. I'm guilty of that, Judge.
Yeah.
Instead of pleading it straight up to the no ops, which would abstract on your license, the city has offered you the ability to plead to allowing, so that the allowing will not abstract. You'll pay the fine or do the community service, and we'll dismiss it.
Okay. Yeah, that's my lawyer explained.
Same
Okay.
as with a no insurance plea. A no insurance plea, if you say I didn't have insurance, then it'll be an improper plea. That doesn't abstract, so you don't carry any points, and we'll dismiss that upon payment or something. That's what the improper plates and the allowings and the amended counts mean. Okay.
Okay.
She understands that, Your Honor. The only part is the court has to
She
dismiss.
didn't understand it, it seemed like, because she didn't understand it by what she just said to the court. All right. Now, did you have insurance on that day? Is the question.
Yes.
Okay. The question is yes. The answer is yes. All right. Let me do this. Let me carry your attention. December the 22nd, 2023 at around 10:10 a.m. in the city of Detroit. I'm submitted again in the area of Plymouth and Foss. Did you have an occasion on that day to come in contact with the Detroit Police Department?
Yeah, I had a run in with Bennett.
Again, you keep having run-ins with Bennett, don't you?
Bennett is looking for me in my eyes, but that's another story. And I asked him that when I last saw him. But okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That date and time, ma'am, did you have a valid license on that day?
December 23. No, I did not.
Okay, December 22nd, 2023. Okay. All right. And you were operating that motor vehicle, is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Find her guilty of the amended count of allowing on that. So instead of improper plates, it would be 2 counts of amended counts of allowance. Were you speeding on that first date, ma'am?
I was.
All right. And what was the other? Was it for the one blocking traffic? Were you speeding both times on that date?
Yes.
On both times on that same day you got that ticket?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Okay, so if you weren't speeding, then Officer Bennett would have no reason to pull you over, would he?
Guess not.
Unless Officer Bennett knew or Belty knew that you didn't have a valid driver's license or didn't have insurance or something, right? But speeding got the attention of the officer. Would you agree with that?
I would agree, and I would agree that my car was distinctive, and that I know that he spotted me every time.
That has nothing to do with you speeding, though. Well, I mean, I guess it does. It stands out even more. You're speeding and your car is distinctive, right?
Correct, Your Honor.
And you're drawing attention to yourself, right?
Yes.
And it's Officer Bennett's job to pull people over that are speeding. I don't want to answer that one.
No, because I really just if you can look at my record, because I know it's really long, but I just received my license. And ever since I received it, this officer he keep giving me tickets. I'm not.
Well, you just said that you were speeding, ma'am. What do you think the officer's gonna do when you're speeding?
5 miles over. Okay. All right. Correct. You're right.
You're right. You gotta accept responsibility for it.
I'm accepting responsibility, Your Honor. Can you see I did community service? I only have speeding tickets for real. I have really did try to get my license. It took a lot for me to get them.
All right, so you're not respecting it then, because if you continue to speed, then you're going to continue to get tickets and potentially get tickets, and that's going to be the way it goes. So you have to learn to slow down. And what's going to make you learn to slow down? I don't know. That's all it is to it. You're not just speeding. You got 26 to 30 over. You have 16 to 20 over. You got 21 to 25 over. You got 6 to 10 over. You got 6 to 10 over. You got 6 to 10 over. What are you crying and complaining?
And we end with the Officer Bennett fan club. This lady is blaming the cop for her distinctive car and her heavy foot. Pro tip: if your car is distinctive, maybe don't go 30 over the limit twice in one day. The judge's face says it all. This is the definition of main character syndrome in a courtroom. Thanks for watching. Who do you think was more delusional today? Let me know in the comments.
Turn the camera on.
You said, what am I complaining about? I'm complaining because
What are you complaining about? You're doing 21, 30 miles an hour over the speed limit continually. And you're going to sit here and blame Officer Bennett for pulling you over. Now, I'll tell you another.
Watching, Your Honor, I'm going to agree to what's on paper, 25 miles. If I'm writing down Evergreen, how can I go 65 up Evergreen, Your Honor? That would be 20 miles over. If I'm writing down Plymouth, these are the streets he's getting me at. If I'm writing down Plymouth,
happens all the time. Happens all the time.
It happens all the time, and he's the one bringing in most of the people, and it's going to be believable because he put it down on paper. Just like it was just a lie you just told me that said that I didn't have no insurance on a rental car. Like, everything that I'm saying is you're not understanding what I'm saying? And after that, that was a lie?
We're going back.
Calm down, Miss Lane.
No, we're going back to this. You admitted to speeding, man. You admitted to that.
I did admit that.
You said you sped. You said so.
Yes, I did. But not 30 miles an hour up Evergreen. That's going
Listen. I'm talking about the past you bled. You got 30 miles an hour back years ago, 26 to 30. On this occasion, it said you were going 21 to 25 miles an hour over. On another occasion, it said you were going 16 to 20 miles an hour over. On another occasion, it said you were going 6 to 10 miles an hour over. On another 2 occasions, it said you were going 6 to 10 miles an hour over.
All right.
So you admitted to that. I'm tired of people coming in blaming Officer Bennett. Officer Bennett is targeting me. Officer Bennett is doing this.
Ms. Lane.
Your Honor, why is it so hard to believe?
Miss Lane, calm down.
You're just not gonna get it.
I'll talk to her further, Your Honor.
Well, if I would give a little bit of credence to what she's saying, if she doesn't sit here and admit to speeding all the time, I would give a little bit of credence. But she can't sit here and tell me that Officer Bennett is targeting her when she's admitting to speeding up the street. What is Officer Bennett out there supposed to be doing?
Your Honor, can't you see that that's in the past? I told you I just got my license back, and I've been working on that. Okay.
I can't get you to understand any better, man. I got other people. I just can't get you to understand any better. You're just not going to accept really the responsibility fully.
I'm accepting the responsibility. That's why I took the plea, because
I'll give you that. But we're going back and forth about Officer Bennett targeting you. You don't understand that you're giving him reason to pull you over. That's all I'm saying.
I do.
That's it. You're giving him reason to do it. And if you keep on speeding, he's probably going to pull you over again if you see it. That's all it is about. All right, what do you want to do with these? You said you want to do community service?
Yeah, she wants to do community service.
For everything, ma'am, to clear up everything?
Yes, to clear up everything.
Lyons, you've been real comfortable this whole time. I'm gonna need you to get up.
I'm proving it I was lied about, and then I just
Ms. Lane,
What are you
mute your
saying
device.
now? What are you saying now, Ms. Lane?
you said mute my phone.
No, what was the comment you had?
The comment was, it really doesn't matter when you come to court because it was just a proven lie. But being by that, I didn't take what you said, but I hear everything you're saying. Now I'm back onto my past. We talking about the cases that's happening now, and it was proven that I was lied on, just like them other court things where it say I did 26 over. If I agreed to that, I know that was a lie. Them are all residential streets. How could I do 26 over? I can tell you the areas I be. How can I do 26 over on Evergreen? How can I do 26 over on Plymouth? That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to prove that what I'm saying, maybe I'm not honest. I'm honest because I'm saying I was speeding, but maybe them speeding tickets is not so honest. That's what I'm saying, but it doesn't matter because they all speeding tickets. So it's going to look like I'm a speeder. So I'm agreeing to whatever it is, but I know because I was the driver.
All right,
That's why I'm agreeing.
Miss Lane, you're just not gonna really understand. I don't think you really understand. I don't see how you don't see how somebody can go 20 miles or 30 miles over the speed limit on Evergreen and Plymouth. I drive those streets every day. I see it all the time.
Now Officer Bennett, he's on that's where he worked. So why would I be doing that like that? Like fast, knowing I'm a speeder.
Miss Lane, let's talk about this offline.
Okay. Yeah, you got to, because it's not doing any good because you admitted to speeding. Now you're trying to dice it up and say I wasn't going exactly that fast. You're trying to say that. I don't know, but you admitted to speeding. And you always speed.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm a mental speeder, but I'm not a liar.
I didn't say you were a liar.
You say you don't know, meaning that you're not sure what I'm saying to be true. That's what you're saying. But I'm agreeing.
Ms. Lane, I get people in here all day that say I wasn't speeding going that fast. I'm not in the position. I wasn't there. I don't know. And at the end of the day, to the court's eyes, it really doesn't matter how fast you are going when you're taking a deal and saying I was speeding and you're accepting the deal. That's as simple as that. I didn't say whether you were going 20 miles an hour over, but you're putting up the defense that how can I do that on Plymouth or Evergreen? I say it's very easy to do that on Plymouth or Evergreen. I think everybody in here can see people going 20 miles and 30 miles an hour over Plymouth and Evergreen all day, except you. You're just saying, I wasn't going that fast. I was going 19 over. Is that what you're saying? I don't know. Let me just get it done. 72 hours of community service will clear everything up. That's all your old stuff and everything. 72 hours of community service. Refer to community service coordinator. Do you have an ink pen?
No. Oh, you said I have an ink pen. Oh, I thought you said I had any questions.
One more.
Yeah, I have an ink pen.
All right, 313-965-8130. I'll wait for warrant fees. And I refer to community service. If you don't hear from them in a week or so, you can always zoom back into the court, or you can call that number and get it set. I'm going to give you until September the 4th. I don't necessarily expect it to be all done, but I expected a very good effort on it to be done. We'll come back on September the 4th and see where you're at, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, slow down, ma'am, and then if it pulls you over and you're doing the speed limit with 10-2 on the wheel, and you got all your stuff together, then somebody would entertain that. But by you speeding, nobody's really gonna entertain all the other stuff. You should need to slow down.
All right.
All right, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Well,
88 and a 70. However, it was only written as 6 to 10 over. So, Ms. Aguilar, you are here on this 6 to 10 over speeder to do one of three things. First is you could admit responsibility to the citation. Or two, admit responsibility, but you'd like to provide some sort of explanation to court as to how or why this happened. Or three, you wish to contest this citation. In other words, fight the ticket at what we call informal hearing. What were you looking to do?
Number two.
Okay. And what is it you'd like to tell me?
Your Honor, I'd like to explain what happened that day when I received the citation. I was in the left lane passing a slower moving vehicle, and I did increase my speed briefly in order to pass and merge back into the right lane. But I was not driving recklessly. I was pulled over shortly after by the officer who was originally traveling the opposite direction and made a U-turn on that highway. Given the circumstance and nearby traffic, I'm not even sure the speed he clocked was mine. I thought I was pulled over because at the time I did not have my license plate attached to the back. It was in my front seat. So I was not aware of getting pulled over for speed. I just thought it was my car needing the identification. During the stop, the officer did conduct the conduction or the interaction made me uncomfortable. He questioned several times about alcohol and drugs, despite there being no evidence. He kept pressuring that, so that kind of made me like really scared. But he did peer through my windows of the car. The car is brand new, so there's really nothing there. I've never been in trouble before. I have a really good driving record. I do take driving seriously. I lost my brother to a reckless driver. I'm just asking the court to just please take the circumstances into consideration when reviewing the citation.
Okay. Well, ma'am, if you contested this citation, I would hear evidence and decide whether or not you were responsible or not. You're admitting responsibility to the citation, so I can't change the nature of your ticket. Now, lots of times what people, when they come in here, what they're concerned about is getting points on their license. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Is that what you're concerned about?
I'm concerned about the points and the amount. I'm just concerned about it all, Your Honor. This is my first ticket I'm trying to fight.
Well, first of all, the officer didn't write you a ticket for going 88 and 70. The trooper gave you a break and wrote you the second wimpiest ticket he could write you. I think this is only a 1-point ticket. But here's what I'll explain to you about points. I'm not going to give you points on this. The trooper didn't give you points on this. Points don't come from us. All right, that fines and costs is the only penalty. Now, points come from the Secretary of State. Secretary of State court, two different animals. They can't tell me what to do. I can't tell them what to do.
Oh.
But here's what I would say about points. First of all, points die a natural death every 2 years. So you could, if you want to, just outweight this point and it will go away after 2 years. But maybe more to the point, if this is what concerns you, is there's a way for you to get rid of that point. But all I can do is explain to you how to do it for yourself. I can't do it for you. But are you curious?
I am curious. I'm also curious to know if I don't know, I'm trying, this is my first time. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. I'm trying to fight it. I'm just agreeing with the officer. I honestly don't even remember that day how much speed I went, because like I said, he was traveling opposite and there was multiple cars and he was behind another car.
Here's a couple of things I would tell you. First of all, we do not mind people coming in here and essentially saying, look, I don't know what I'm doing, but I want to see what happens. And this is what I want. The first thing first is, when you're telling me I thought I got pulled over for no plate, that doesn't make a lot of sense, because the trooper, if he's coming at you the opposite way, he wouldn't know you didn't have a plate on the back of your car. So to spin around on you and pull you over is probably for a moving violation.
Well,
the other thing is, what's that?
I am so sorry, Your Honor. You can finish. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
The other thing is most of the people don't realize just how far away that they're getting radared by that. So in other words, it would be the opposite direction radar in front of the trooper's vehicle. Yes, you likely got radared when you were passing someone, and that's why it was 88. I will tell you this, though. The actual law is you still can only go up to the speed limit to pass somebody. That's how slow somebody's supposed to be going for you to pass them. You were allowed to go up to 70 to pass, but passing is not an exception to the speeding rule. You still only can go the speed limit. But like I said, if you don't remember how fast you're going, the trooper's testimony would have been, of course, that his radar said 88 and that he checked his radar. So if you had had a hearing, I likely would have found you responsible. But here we are, sort of on the back end. But
Okay.
here's what I can tell you about points. On the Secretary of State's website, they have something called the Basic Driver Improvement Course. It's a safe driving quiz that you take online. I can't imagine it's very hard. It just takes up some of your day. Here are the 3 rules for it. You can't be a CDL driver, right? That means driving the big rigs. You're not driving the big rigs, right? 2, you can't be carrying more than 2 points on your license already. You wouldn't be because you said I got this good driving record before this. And 3, you can't have taken this test before to get rid of points, which I don't imagine you have before. You don't get to keep using this trick, but if you go to the Secretary of State's website and you take that Basic Driver Improvement Course, the carrot they give you is they'll remove the points from any one moving violation, which is what this is. So you have the opportunity to make it 0 points, but you have to jump through those hoops yourself. I can't do it for you. Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
So otherwise, all that's left for you to do is, for us here on this ticket, is to call the district court to make arrangements to pay that fines and costs. And the point will either go away after 2 years, or you can make it go away if you want to take those steps. All right?
All right. I do have a question. If we're able to pull the footage of that day, because the officer did say his camera was on. And when I was passing the car, he wasn't behind me like right away. It was a few miles down the road, and then he went behind me. So that's why I thought it was my license, not the
I will let the trooper correct me, but when they say that, the camera comes on when they turn on lights and sirens. So it wouldn't have been on coming at you when it caught you speeding, and then he looped around on you. And then if to pull you over, he put his lights on, that's the camera footage he'd have, not of the speeding incident.
Can he pull that's so difficult. That's since there is no proof, and he said I was going 88 and I'm just agreeing to it. What do I do, Your Honor?
Well, you could fight the ticket, but like I said, I know what his testimony is going to be, and your testimony is going to be, I really don't know how fast I was going. So,
but
there's not much.
You just said he didn't have. You just said that there was the radar doesn't. He can't prove that radar was my car when he was trying.
That's sort of a misunderstanding. Proof comes in many different forms, right? Now, if he had video footage, right, that would be one type of proof. But his testimony is, in fact, proof, because he would be under oath and he would testify as to your speed. That is proof.
And for mine, can I be under oath and testify?
You would be under oath as well, but your proof would be, I really don't know how fast I was going. I just don't think I was going that fast. Which one of those 2 proofs sounds more firm and that I would go with at the end of the day?
Well, I would go with mine because the officer was really traveling the opposite direction. And I know I'm a safe driver. That's why I said I don't know. And that's why I was so confused when he pulled me over, was because
would you like to have a hearing?
If that's possible, yeah, I think I would.
All right. So, Trooper, if you would go ahead and raise your right hand.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and raise your right hand.
I apologize about the video as well. I'm having connectivity issues.
That's all right, as long as I can hear you. You swear or affirm any testimony you give here today would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Ms. Aguilar, it makes a lot more sense for me to start with the trooper. He has the burden to establish to me why you were issued a citation in the first place. But after that, you'll have an opportunity to either ask questions or testify on your own behalf, all right?
Okay.
And with that, Trooper, if you want to pick up the narrative somewhere where it makes sense, explain the issuing of this citation.
Yes, sir. I'd like the court to know, to start off, that I'm a certified MCOLS radar operator. The unit that I was using on the day that I issued the citation is certified by the state of Michigan radar unit. The radar unit that I was using is affixed to my patrol car dash. And I verified the working condition of the radar at the beginning and end of my shift, as I do every single day. On this specific day, on April 4th of 2025, approximately 7:49 a.m., in the county of Allegan, township of Gunplain, I was actually working stationary radar patrol in the median just north of 106th Ave. I was facing oncoming traffic, so southbound traffic, while my patrol car was facing northbound. While doing so, I activated my stationary radar, opposite direction radar, at which time I observed a white Nissan passenger car pass through the operational range or beam of my radar. At this time, I observed the vehicle traveling 88 miles an hour in a 70 mile per hour zone, and subsequently initiated a traffic stop of the vehicle and identified the driver as Miss Aguilar. And after a brief investigation, issued a citation for 6 to 10 over rather than the 18 over that I observed her traveling. I would like the court to know that my radar unit was free of any obstructions. The vehicle that I was tracking was the vehicle being driven by Miss Aguilar. I know that because as the vehicle passed through the operational range of my radar, I heard an audible tone corresponding with the speed. And then once the vehicle passed through the operational range of my radar, the tone ceased to exist. So I'm confident the target vehicle was the vehicle that I stopped. And the driver of the vehicle was the driver that I issued the citation to.
And Trooper, I'm just going to ask you a question or two because I know that Miss Aguilar is interested in how this works. You testified that you checked your radar at the beginning and end of your shift. I'm assuming what you mean by that is you checked it against your separately calibrated speedometer.
Correct. So we're required at the beginning of beginning and end of every shift. It's actually on our program or on our daily system where we check and track the condition of the radar to make sure it's working in proper condition, that everything is accurate, and that there is nothing is inaccurate, nor is it not functioning properly.
And then let me ask you, Trooper, if during the check at the beginning of your shift, it did not check out, what would you do?
I would not be able to conduct radar. I would have to immediately contact Wheels or our technicians to come immediately and fix and calibrate and make sure to get the radar in working condition. It's actually, we are not allowed to use that radar unit if at any point in time it is not in proper working condition.
And then if it was working at the beginning of shift, you wrote tickets all day, and then at your end of the shift, there was a problem with the radar. What would you do with the tickets you wrote all day?
They would immediately have to be voided.
All right. And so, Ms. Aguilar, I'll turn this over to you now. It's your turn to either testify on your own behalf or ask questions of the trooper.
I would like to get proof. I feel like I should see the video to testify for the proof. To see
the enormous amount of evidence that he just testified to is the proof, just so we're clear.
Yeah, he said that he was clocking south, but I saw him while traveling before passing. He was moving and making a U-turn. He wasn't sitting still. That's why I'm really confident that there was other passing vehicles. And he said that he's confident that the radar did read, and that's not technically proof. Like he's just verbally saying confident. And then he was different car.
No, ma'am. I'm gonna sort of crawl through this because if there was somebody else behind you, we wouldn't do this. But I want you to leave here understanding what happened.
Okay.
So what he testified to is he's literally just sitting there with his radar on, right? So to make sure that the radar works correctly, in the beginning of his shift, his radar has to check against a separately calibrated speedometer in his vehicle and come up with the same reading. If it doesn't, he can't use the radar all day. Then he uses the radar all day, and he does that check at the end of the shift too. And if it's not working at the end of the shift against his separately calibrated speedometer, he would just void all the tickets that he wrote.
Right.
So the first thing he said is visually he sees your car, right? Now we would back in the old days, you'd let officers or troopers guess at speeds because this is what they do all day and they're pretty good at guessing speed. But we don't let them say how fast you're going. But we do let them testify that they think this automobile is traveling above the speed limit of 70 miles an hour, which he did. Okay. Then what he did is get you with his radar, right? So he knows that you're the car in the radar because it tones out. In other words, it makes an audible tone. And the audible tone changes in pitch depending on how fast it goes. So he also knows if that tone doesn't match the number he's seeing, something's wrong. Okay. And then once your car is out of the cone of his radar, the tone stops. That's how he knows it's sort of your car. Then he sort of flipped around on you and pulled you over. So he actually has testified 3 different ways that you are traveling well above the speed limit of 70. And what you're telling me is, I don't know how fast I'm going, but I just don't think I was going that fast. Now I have to pick one of those sets of evidence, right? Either your evidence, which is your testimony, or his evidence, which is his testimony. And I don't have to find beyond a reasonable doubt. You've heard that before, right? Because this isn't a crime. The standard for this, because it's a civil infraction, is you likely did it, 51%. So when I weigh all his evidence and testimony versus essentially the lack of evidence and testimony on your behalf, of course I would find it is more likely than not that you were actually speeding. You were actually going faster than the ticket you were written, but you were at least going 6 to 10 over. And that's why I would find you responsible. If you're searching for more than that, or that doesn't feel like a sufficient explanation to you, I don't know what else I can do for you, man. That's how this works all day, every day.
I understand, Your Honor. Is it possible confirmation from his radar to make sure that it was working accurately that day for me?
Well, I mean, I could have him testify to that, but we're going to wrap things up here. Every, I think, 90 days or so, a tier 3 operator checks the radars, and then every 120 days, a tier 4 operator checks all the radars in the car. And if there's any problem with any of the radars, they take those out of order. And there is some sort of maintenance logbook that the state police keep for that. You probably could subpoena those records or ask at a formal hearing that somebody would bring those records in. But at informal hearing, I would not expect the trooper to be familiar with those records at this state in time. Just know that there is, in fact, a method of continuously checking these radars that if there are problems, they're taken out of circulation so that they're in circulation is sort of the prima facie evidence that against that set of checks, they are working.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just want you to that I wasn't driving recklessly. I was just passing. I do apologize.
Reckless driving is actually a crime. There is a whole charge for reckless driving. That's not what you have. You just have a charge of speeding, like lots of people do.
Take into consideration if the ticket can be waived because I am a responsible, good driver.
And ma'am, here's the problem, right? If what we did was judge everybody who gets a ticket on whether or not they're a good driver or not, that would be incredibly unfair. So bad drivers are just automatically responsible for their tickets because they did it in the past. Or good drivers couldn't possibly be speeding because they've never got a speeding ticket before. That's sort of not, I mean, it's scary that would be how the legal system works, right? I would judge this circumstance just on this circumstance, this time frame, and the facts that are presented before me, which is exactly what we did. Now, as far as getting a break, you did get a break. You got a break on the side of the road where this trooper decided to write you a ticket that's a third less than what he could have written you for, right?
What could he have written me? I don't know what he could have written me for because...
Well, ma'am, if you're going 88 in a 70, how many miles over the speed limit is that? 18 miles, right?
Well, that's what he's saying, and I was agreeing. So obviously, I have to own up to that.
No,
So,
ma'am.
yeah.
Even if you, no, we stopped doing that. I didn't take it that you agreed. We had a hearing and I found clearly that you were going 18 miles over the speed limit. He did not write you a ticket for that because that's a 15 to 20 over. That's not what you're here on. That's not what I just found you guilty on. I found you guilty on a 6 to 10. He could have written you a 10 to 15 and you would have been responsible on that. He could have wrote you a 6 to 10. He could have wrote you a 1 to 5. He not only gave you a break 1 down, he gave you a break 2 tickets down. And you're still here just saying nobody gave you a break, right?
No, you're misunderstanding me because I'm not aware of breaks and tickets. This is my first one. So I hope you understand that I don't know that that is a break. But thank you for informing me about that. I'm here to fight it because I was just speeding to pass a car. That's it. That's all, Your Honor. And that's the break that I was looking to get. If I'm accused of speeding, I apologize. I was just passing a car in the left lane and got back over. He then was traveling behind a different car, turned his lights on, then came to me, and then I pulled over. Like I said,
it takes a while for him to catch up to you, right? Because you're going.
He didn't take a while.
Something miles an hour, and he's going no miles an hour. He has to turn around and come after you. Takes a while. But one more thing, Ms. Aguilar, because you had a contested hearing, you now do have a right to go to what's called formal hearing. Formal hearing is in front of the district court judges with the prosecutor's office. But to go to formal hearing, you must do 2 things. One is you must ask for that within 7 days of today's date. Your window of opportunity to contest this further closes after 7 days. And 2, you must come in and post a cash bond in the same amount as the fine to guarantee your appearance at formal hearing. Do you understand your rights on appeal?
Yes, I do.
All right. Then we're all set for what we need to do here today. I'm going to go ahead and release parties. Thank you.